things that you wanted to.
We didn't talk about the company. I mean, I think that's the problem. So that's why I figured I should just,
right.
brief you guys in. I mean, he's a PR guy, but he only knows 20% of what goes on. That's the problem.
Right.
And so you probably asked him questions, and he was like pretty much a chicken with his head cut off. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean that was the case about a couple of questions, but we can go ahead and get started if you're ready.
Yeah, you got everything set up, man.
Yeah, we've got it all running through the computer now and stuff. So.
Okay.
If you're ready, we can go ahead.
And where's your other guy?
Oh, I'm right here. I'm just patiently listening.
Oh, you're there. Okay. Hey, man, how you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Yeah. A creepy Kentuckian does all the deep voice thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easy to tell.
How old are you guys? You sound very young.
How old are we?
Yeah.
I'm 28. He's 27.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're not that young then. Okay.
No,
no, we're not
old enough to drink. Old enough to drink. So.
But
so anyway, let's start. I guess let's start. I mean.
Okay. Just tell us about how Code Red began. How long of a process that was.
Yeah. Well, I did some sales, and I was in the video business in the 80s. In the 90s, and I just decided to start my own thing. I was going to do Laserdisc, and it was dying, so I just sat back and waited, did other things, and DVD came out, and I noticed my old friend Bill Lustig was doing Anchor Bay, and I said, maybe I could do the same thing, I decided to start on the business is what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys all had a thing for the exploitation horror style films. How did that come about?
Well, I saw them when I was little and teenager, so I just figured, what the hey, maybe it'll sell, and
right.
if the thing sticks, go with it, and I decided I'll give it a shot, because a lot of movies, people saying, well, we'll look into it, we'll put it out. In the end, they never even look into it, put it out, and I figured I knew some of the owners from past video business, and I figured, what the hey, I'll give them a call, and they were willing to deal, so that's how it became,
And were there always a few titles in your head that you wanted to get? I know that the first two was a couple big ones for us was Don't Go in the Woods Alone and The Forest. Were those the initial titles that you're like, this is going to be the first run for Code Red, or what?
Well, Don't in the Woods, James, I didn't know James before till Don't in the Woods. And he was very friendly and everything. He was a nice guy. I think you talked to him, didn't you? You had an interview with him, yeah.
Yeah, we sure did.
And as for Don Jones, I had the rights to Schoolgirls Unchained, and I met him at Starbucks, and I brought the Farce, and that's when we made the deal. So basically, Don Jones was, we happened to have another movie he directed that he didn't own, and that's how we got to know Don.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there are.
It was a rough road, starting the company. It's everything's connected. That's the problem. Everyone knows each other, and for an outsider to come into the business, it's really hard. It's like
Yeah,
basically, you basically, other companies will not be too friendly to you. That's the problem. Everyone views you as a competition, even though they're putting out one thing and you're putting out another, and it's a completely different kind of thing, but they think you're stealing their shelf space. That's the problem. And we have a very rocky road starting up the company. I mean, a big distributor wanted to sign us up, told me to buy a plane ticket. I bought a plane ticket to Los Angeles, and I called him. I said, hey, I'm getting on the plane. I'm showing up. The guy said, well, no problem. I get a contract ready. And suddenly I kept calling him when I was in L.A. for a week. Well, I was in L.A. for a week, kept calling him, say, hey, I left messages. Hey, where's the contract? I'm waiting. Hey, what's going on? He never called me back. And I called the office, and I said to the office, his office, is he okay? I mean, did he got in an accident or something? And and they said, oh, he's fine. So, oh my God. So I hit star 67. When you do that, when you call, your number won't show up on a cell phone.
Right.
And the guy picked up. Yeah. And I'm like, he picked up the fucking phone. ignored me for a week and a half. I'm in a cheap fucking hotel in L.A., right?
Right.
Sitting down. I got fucking bum sleeping outside. I'm in a $59 hotel in L.A. Guy picks the phone out and I hit star 69. So I just hanged up on him. Then I decided I should leave him a message. I called him back. He didn't pick up the phone. I fucking yelled at him. I said, what the hell's going on? Why are you making me sit here for a week and a half? Then I found out he signed some guy I don't like, and then he didn't. I found out later a couple of guys in the group complained. Someone told me a couple of guys in the group complained, we don't want Co-Red in here. So, I mean, that just pissed me off. And my brother does work for John Silabella occasionally, and he brought the situation up to John. John Silabella called me and said, I want to license the movies you have because you're not going to put it out. Mm-hmm. And I told John, look, I don't want a licensing deal. I want you guys to put it, I want my company to go through you guys like Fangoria DVD thing he used to have. So he said, fine. So we started with, Don't in the Woods, Falls, Double Times 5, the dinosaur movie, Where Time Begins, and Doom Asylum, and, it just didn't work out, Doom Asylum kind of killed the deal. It kind of, I had a little argument over Doom Asylum, and that's why we broke away from Media Blasters.
Right.
Now, I understand that they actually still sell the DVDs. Is that even legal?
Yeah, I don't know. They were selling it for $5 at a convention. I called my friend, the vice president, Carl Morano, and he was like, I know what this happened, and Carl told everyone, don't sell at the table anymore, just destroy it. I think they got some back, because when you mail these DVDs out, like Fine Music or something, they do stock balance the DVDs. Mm-hmm. So I think they had like a handful back, and they're not going to sell it anymore. There was an accident. They basically try to get rid of it, but
right.
they're not going to do it anymore. But Doom Asylum kind of broke our relationship because it only sold like 400 copies.
Really?
And it bombed. It bombed bad. I mean, in fact, I think that kind of hurted our company briefly. We didn't put anything out for a while. It really bombed, and I kind of blamed it on John's bad release. And John said no one wanted the title. I guess no one wanted the title, but I kind of got pissed off, even though I shouldn't have. And that's what killed the relationship. And they're still putting few titles that I had a contractual obligation with. They're still putting some out. So I'm with a new company now, Cliff McMullen at BCI. Really beg, not beg, but I mean, really worked hard to get us in, BCI, Navarre, and he really stepped up to the plate and helped us out. That's what he did. So
cool. There's a few titles that we asked Lee about. One in particular that he couldn't give us much info on was Schoolgirls in Chains, which has become like a new favorite of ours.
That's with Media Blasters. That's with them.
Oh, is
contractually, that's with them.
Oh, Schoolgirls.
Whenever they feel like putting it out, they'll put it out. I mean,
we're going to be in for a long wait, I'd say then.
Long wait, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
That's with them because we announced it on you see the trailer. We announced it. That was going to be the sixth title, and it never happened. So.
Now, how about
Zion kind of killed it.
Another thing that we asked about too that we weren't really sure about was the DEADPIT 2-disc special edition. It was a Best Buy exclusive, and he said that it never came out and Best Buy never really stocked it. But then we saw it on eBay, so we're not really sure what's going on.
Well, Best Buys do have the 2-disc. It should be on the shelf. I don't know if it's on the shelf where you're at, but they took a lot of copies of that DEADPIT 2-disc, and I have to thank Cliff McMullen for really, helping us out because Best Buys really didn't want to take Boarding House or Soul Survivor or any of the other titles. They didn't, if you notice Horror Films 8% of the market. I mean, they really don't like horror films. These stores. If you notice the horror shelf's only 2 racks in every Best Buy, so every shelf is precious. I mean, Paramount wants their space. Lionsgate want their space. So it's really hard for a little guy like me to get a little spot in Best Buys. And Cliff really pitched the idea of having a 2-disc and really helped us out. And Best Buys actually loved the idea, and they actually took a lot of copies and really helped out. But
yeah, I really think that's a good idea because all the genre companies, other than maybe Anchor Bay, I mean, I never noticed any other ones having a Best Buy exclusive before. So I think that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, Anchor Bay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil Dead. They like putting out those Evil Dead.
They sure do.
Yeah,
and how
Halloween.
about the Halloween DVDs?
The Halloween's, the Halloween one and they don't have two, do they? They don't have part two. Yeah.
No, that's Universal, I think.
They have
2 and 3. Yeah. Studio owns it. Yeah. Well, anyway, so basically that's what it is, and right now we're just working on our DVDs. Hopefully we'll get some out as soon as possible, and get it out there. Hopefully people will buy them. I mean, it's kind of getting tough out there with the recession, and it's much cheaper to rent them, but I hope they buy them because that's why I'm making it collectible by having all these extras and commentary and all that. Because I mean, if you rent it, you just watch it and throw it in the mail, but. Now, if you own it, it's like a something you could own and enjoy for many years, hopefully. So, yeah.
So I guess another couple of titles we want to ask about. Silent Scream.
Silent Scream, yes. We're gonna do it one day, hopefully. I'm in no hurry. I mean, it's I don't have an expiration date on the film. It's not like some movies I license. I don't have an expiration date, so it's I have to put out the stuff that's going to expire.
Right.
Contract is So.
And there's a definite one that I know everyone's excited about. It's Beyond the Door.
That's coming out. In August.
Right.
August. Yeah.
And one that a lot of controversy around this film too is The Unseen, which
The Unseen, yeah.
I don't know if you listened to our interview with Danny Steinman, but he's not too.
No, if you watch our disc, if you watched, I worked on the Savage Street extra. If you listen to the commentary I did with the 5, what was it, 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, you'll realize, John Strong was basically the main guy in Savage Street, and Unseen was Danny's dad was responsible for Unseen. I mean, some of the Unseen. So, I mean, he could complain, but I mean, basically, it's him against whoever complain, telling their side, and this side's bigger than his side. I mean, and besides, what do I do with his commentary? I mean, you heard the way he was talking. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy, but he probably doesn't have anything to say about the film. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that he threatened to kill the producer on,
he did.
The producer's his friend, his best friend at the time, so I don't understand. I mean, the movie had to be completed because the completion bond was going to, take over the film. I mean, the insurance was going to take over the film, so basically it's not the producer's fault, not Danny's dad's fault. Basically, Danny was editing one at a time, and, that was taking forever, so, Look, you should listen to the Savage Street commentary. There's some interesting little things the cast says about Danny. You'll probably get a kick out of it.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to that DVD as well.
Yeah.
But we asked, though, if there's any unannounced titles that you guys have recently picked up that you might want to mention on here. Or
I want to mention it, but, we got an email on our website. 90% is complaints. So
really?
If I mention a title on your show, they're just going to complain to me for 8 months that you didn't put it out. So, I mean, I don't need it. I got death threats. I got complaints. I got mass complaints. The DEADPIT DVD doesn't light up like a light box.
Shit.
I mean, you know how much it costs to do that? I mean, the VHS was $65 wholesale.
Right.
So that means, Baker Taylor, VPD, Comtron, Videotrend was buying it for $60, and they sold for $65 to the stores. They only made $5. I'm selling these DEADPITs for $7, $8. If I do the light box, I have to sell the DEADPITs for $30. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But I got mass complaints. It should have batteries in there, light up and shit like that. I mean, God Almighty! I mean, come on! I'm giving you guys 2 discs on Best Buys, and I'm jam packed the 1 disc. I love the 1 disc. I put all the good stuff there, and out of nowhere, people's complaining that I don't light up the box. I mean, it's like, God Almighty! You give everything. I mean, and they complain it's not lighting up. I mean, and I don't even check my email lately. It's just complaints. Yeah. And it's like they complain about the smallest thing. There's a typo. How dare you need to recall your disc? And I'm like, I'm not gonna recall my disc for a typo. I mean, it's like crazy.
Yeah. That's
Hall fans get over jealous, and it's just like, man, God, come on, man. There's a war going on. They should worry about that instead of sitting in a basement complaining about my light box. I mean, God Almighty. I listened to the radio this morning. There's 5 advertisements that you should sign up, for the selected service at the post office. If I was 20 years old, I'd be worried about that over fucking light box.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you agree with me. I mean, it's a fucking, I only charge fucking nothing for it. I mean, the VHS days, man. I mean, man, Trans World, all those guys are making $50 for those B movies. Or making $60 for this shit. And DVD is like nickel and dime, and I can't throw in lights.
Well,
I can't throw in fucking, it's just crazy, man.
That's the thing about horror fans, though, is they're always going to complain about something or find something that
they're complaining, and one guy complained, oh, it's not the way I saw in the theater. And I checked his MySpace. He's only 20 years old. What, he took a time machine? I mean, God Almighty. I'm arguing with people half my age. I'm getting old, but hey, man, I mean, this is crazy. Just God Almighty, anyway. So anyway, I'll be worried about other things, in life.
But speaking of the horror fans that complain, there's always a list of DVDs or movies that haven't hit official DVD, and we're just going to go through them. If you've checked on them, if you know the status on them, you can let us know.
Well, there's one movie I could mention that I'm putting in. I just did a telecine on it. Trapped, Baker County, USA. It's with Henry Silva, Nicholas Campbell. It's directed by Bill Fluitt.
Okay.
It's a Canadian movie about crazy people, killing a bunch of college kids. So.
Yeah, we'll just say
Canadian movie.
We'll say hypothetically on all these. That way, you might be able to tell something without fans getting too crazy about it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay. One that no one has brought out is Blood Diner, and I don't know if.
Well, that's financed and owned by Vestron Pictures. I don't know why the German disc came out. I mean, it's a freaking bootleg, but everyone bought it. It's owned by Lionsgate Film. You give them $500,000, they won't license it out to you. It's property of Lionsgate Film because they bought Vestron.
Okay.
So it's not going to come out. I mean, unless the Lionsgate want to put it out, they can put it out. But I mean, I even talked to Bill Osco, the producer. He said, "Oh no, the Lionsgate Vestron financed it. I can't do anything."
Well, that sucks. How about Madman?
Madman's already been out through Anchor Bay, so it already came out.
Yeah, but I think it's out of print now, and the DVD goes for like.
Yeah, they sold like 10,000 copies of that movie. Who didn't buy it?
Well, if you go on eBay,
I won't have the extras. That's property of Anchor Bay. I could put out the movie, but I can't put out the extras, and that'll piss off a lot of people. They want the whole, they want a steak. They want mashed potato and vegetable on the side. I can't get the mashed potato and vegetable, so I'll give you the steak, but they won't take it. So there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
The extra's property of Anchor Bay. So if I put it out, I have to start from scratch.
Right. How about
the problem? Anchor Bay owns it. That extras.
How about Night of the Demon? This is the Bigfoot one, not the one that was already up.
I talked to someone regarding that film. They were being scattered about it. They didn't they had some elements and stuff to work on for DVD. Then I went down to Rite Aid. I don't know, it's a drugstore, and the company called Diamond Entertainment they had 3 copies of Night of the Demon for $4.99. I can't compete with $4.99. So it's already out. There's nothing I can do. I want to put it out. In fact, one of the actors the lead actor was willing to give an interview for the movie, and I was going to interview him for the movie. I had everything prepared, but the people who had the rights didn't want to, had other ideas.
Okay. How about the Video Dead? Have you guys?
Video Dead is a property of MGM till, I think, 2050. Damn. So I guess I'll be dead by then, but
yeah.
God,
maybe you could put it out when you guys are, my age, I guess.
Okay.
So MGM owns it. MGM owns it.
Wow. So a movie like that probably won't be coming out from MGM then.
Well, I'm sure they'll put. I think it's on high def on television. You can just tape it off TV.
Yeah, it is on Monsters HD.
Yeah, so you can just tape it off TV.
I'll have to get somebody to make me a copy of that then. One last one's a sort of a rare movie, made-for-TV movie, Bad Ronald.
Well, that's owned by Warner Brothers.
Okay.
That's Warner Brothers, and they don't sub-license movies. I mean, Anchor Bay could come up to Warner Brothers. They'll say, no thanks, we don't want to give you a movie. I mean, even the biggie independents can't get Bad Ronald.
Damn.
I'm sure it'll come out on video overseas as usual. Some gray market company. They're overseas, very popular in gray market companies. I mean.
Right.
Yeah, they'll always bootleg anyway. So.
Now, is there anything that you have tried to acquire that the print was just so bad that you couldn't put it out, or that there was elements that were missing?
Currently, Nightmare. I'm having a nightmare.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
that's
having
a big
nightmare
one,
on Nightmare. Redeemer is beyond a nightmare. There's nothing left. I'm having 2 movies, and it just Nightmare. I'm trying to do cleanup, but I mean, I like. There's so much money you could spend per title, before you just have to stop. And recently I had a little problem with one of our other title, Telecircus, Born a Naked Dead.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, another label put it out.
Yeah, it was.
Who didn't even have the rights, and sold the hell out of it. And basically I had to spend lawyer money, and that the money has to come out from somewhere. I'm taking it out of Nightmare, because Nightmare went over budget anyway. So I canceled 4 interviews out of Nightmare. It's not going to happen, and I'm taking it out of the other movies because I got $4,000. I got to take it out somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Scavellini's thing, we couldn't fly him down to U.S. because that freaking Born a Naked Dead cost me $4,000. I couldn't fly Scavellini. Now I got a volunteer in Italy that says he'll do it for me. So he's going to do it for me. But I just basically, we were hit really hard, with Born Naked Dead. I mean,
wow.
I don't know why anyone didn't wait for my disc. I mean, I just don't understand horror fans. I mean, they should have waited. I mean, I have the camera negatives, I have the IP, I have this trailer. I mean, it's like, you can announce all this thing, and in the end, the magazines and the website will never cover you. It's really tough. I mean, basically, it doesn't matter who has the rights. The first guy out the door, that's the problem with the DVD industry. And
I'd say a lot of people didn't even know that would come out again. They probably thought that was the big issue of it.
Yeah. Well, I could put it out, but how many can I sell?
Yeah.
I mean, he sold the hell out of it. I mean, what do I sell? 50 copies? I mean,
Yeah.
It really ticks me off. I mean, and I did talk to the director, Alan Rudolph. I did communicated with him, and fortunately, he doesn't remember anything about the movie.
Yeah,
he even says, he said, I shouldn't even go to the director. I mean, that's what he told me. I mean, but.
Yeah, there's a few people that...
And the funny part is the other DVD failed to mention who edited the film. See, I deal with the rights on it, so I know who did everything,
Uh-huh.
The guy who edited the film was Michael Kahn.
Okay.
Okay. He is a 2-time Oscar nominee. He did Schindler's List. He won an Oscar. He wasn't nominated. He won an Oscar. He did Schindler's List, Saving Private Ryan. He did Forrest Gump. And Raiders of the Lost Ark. He did that.
Wow.
Jeez.
He did freaking Born a Naked Dead.
That must have been on his off time.
I'm trying to get an interview out of him, and I can't. I mean, he's untouchable. And a lot of magazines says we're not going to cover your damn DVD because you have no extras. And I said I got few people interviewing, but they're not big enough to. Yeah, you need Andrew Prine. I'm like, how do I get Andrew Prine? I mean, he's not in my camp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got the producers in my camp. Well, the producer gave me an interview, but it's like, basically this movie is killing my company.
Right.
And I'm surprised that the Hall fans was not supportive over this whole thing. I don't know why. They should have waited for my disc. I mean, I just can't believe how much the other version sold. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
kind of jaded right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, horror fans, if nothing else, are always really fickle. They always pick, whatever they can get their hands on first.
I think the problem is they didn't check the web that I'm putting one out, so they checked the magazines, and the magazine is saying this is the release. Mm-hmm. Give it a thumbs up, and hey, tough shit. Fuck Code Red. I mean, there's nothing I can do. So basically, I got a movie I'm going to put out that I guess I'll probably sell 300 copies. Because the other guy sold thousands. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. I mean, I spend lawyer money and all that crap.
But when we were talking to Lee, he was mentioning that a lot of your movies are getting mastered in high def, and is there ever...
We're going to do a lot of high def, but then we had 2 agents. Cable channels do not want Code Red titles. We can't get Code Red on cable because it's all controlled by major studios. So basically, if I high-def it, I can't do anything with the film. Well, so basically, I'm doing regular def to save money. I mean, that's one of the cuts I'm doing is that,
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you ever think that there might be any Code Red Blu-rays in the future or anything like that.
I don't know. If I'm still around, I guess I will. I don't know if I'm going to be around. Hopefully, I'm hoping I'll hang in there. It's pretty tough out there. It's a cutthroat business, you guys, and one of those situations.
Right.
I mean, I have two distributors that thought I didn't have the titles. I didn't have the titles that what it takes to make it in the business, and I have to thank Cliff McMullen and Navarre to actually take a chance with us because they're big distributors. I mean, they didn't have to do this, and they really went beyond what they're supposed to do, and I appreciate that. And also, I appreciate John Stovall for getting my feet in the door.
Yeah.
Titles.
Well, I guess that's all we have for you, but we appreciate you calling in and doing the interview with us.
Yeah, you want to do some trash talking?
Sure, yeah, we can do it off the radio.
I don't know. You're not asking something strange, like was he drunk or something? You guys do all that stuff with the other guys. You're afraid of me for some reason.
I don't know
what kind of stuff do we do? I don't remember now.
I don't know. You can ask me some questions.
Okay, well, here's one that
you have any questions? I mean, you talked to Lee for an hour. You're talking to me for
Well, Lee was mainly talking to us for an hour.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean.
Oh, he was going on forever, huh?
Yeah. But the one thing I wanted to ask I didn't get a chance to is do you guys, like the guys like Don May Jr. and Bill Lustig and all these people, do you all help each other, or is it more like you just backstabbing, or I mean, what's going on?
I don't know Don May personally, so I don't know anything about him. Lustig I knew from the film industry. I knew him before. Pete Toombs is very helpful. Mono McCullough is very helpful. In fact, Pete Toombs did the interview for Richard Johnson and Beyond the Door. He helped me out, and there's other labels that's very helpful. It's just really, Stephen Byrow at Unearthed Films. You guys know him, right?
Right.
Yeah. He put out Aftermath. Yeah, he's a nice guy, and they help you out. But most of us, it's like the film industry. They keep to themselves because they think you're competition. And I'm not competition. I don't put out the shit you put out. I put out a different kind of shit. And I don't understand. Why can't we all be friends? I once said that to Steven that we all should team up because the major studio is the competition, not us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Steven says there's no way we could get along because everyone hates each other, and I go, yeah, maybe that could be the reason, but it's just.
Yeah.
I wish there's a way we could all get together, but I don't think it'll ever happen. No one gets along. They'll just complain, oh, you stole that movie. You badmouthed me on something or something. I mean, like kids fighting in a freaking sandbox. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I'm willing to have dinner with everybody. I mean, I'm not going to buy them dinner, but I'm willing to have dinner with everybody. I mean, I don't make the money they do. I mean, everything's coming out of my wallet here, in credit cards and loans. I mean, I'm not most of those companies who have money, money from investors, I did have an investor, but he backed out in the end, so I owe him money. So basically, I mean, it was a one-man show right now, and Lee's helping out and others are helping out, but it's pretty tough, It's just me by myself right now, so it's pretty tough, My brother does Media Blaster in another company, and Lee, I think, has a job, so Lee just helps out, and others are helping out. It's basically volunteers right now.
So, yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's pretty much just a side project for all of you guys, but it's...
Well, if I make this project 100% me, I mean, I'll be in a corner of La Cienega selling oranges and flowers. There's no way you can make money just doing DVD by itself unless you have an investor who's going to pay you, pay your food and salary and all that. Others do have, they have investors. I think Dave Gregory has an investor. Don May has an investor. If you don't have an investor who could pay you, you will not make a dime. You would basically live off on nothing. It costs a lot to live by yourself, and you're not going to make that money on DVD sales. It takes a long time, and if I didn't have another thing on the side, I would. That's the reason why some DVDs takes a lot to put out because I have to fly somewhere, and if I leave for like 3 days, I'll be losing like $400. You know, and I can't afford to lose $400 leaving 3 days somewhere. You know, I mean, that's why things take time. I just do it on the side. I mean, I think even Grindhouse, Bob Murawski's an editor. He edited Spider-Man. I mean, he's not going to stop editing Spider-Man just to put out pieces. I mean, you know, it takes time, man. Things take time. So
yeah,
so one of the things, man.
That's another question I was going to ask though. How do you come up with the titles? I mean, how do you figure out which ones that you're going to release?
Well, I find I just look in I own 2 video stores in the past, and I still have the videos in my vault. Just open up a box and I said, "Oh, I'll have this rented."
Oh, that's yes.
Let's see who owns it. That's what I do, and that's how I decide. I guess basically I call. There's a lot of people that says, "Well, I don't want to give you my movie." I mean, but. Some people just say, "Oh, I'll give you my movie, but I'm sure you'll sell 200,000 copies." I told them I'll be happy if I sell 1,500 copies. These movies don't sell that much. I mean, then they get angry. But I mean,
so
if they don't want to do it, if they don't want to do it, it's their movie. I can't force them.
Which title though that you guys have released so far is the most successful? You think?
Successful is DEADPIT right now. Before Media Blaster was Don't Go in the Woods was the most successful. And the amount it sold, it wasn't all that much. I mean, it was kind of 2,000. But we released it for a cheaper price, so now it's selling more, more copies. But it's just it's just really hard when you're dealing with these niche B titles. I mean, it's like I mail out screeners, and I know you guys have been cool with me on reviewing, but if you look at the reviews out there, they're really really killing it. I got D- on DEADPIT. I mean, on several sites.
The thing about it is so like a niche market that there's very few people that really understand that a lot of the movies, even if they were bad, still have like a factor that makes them really likable, which is what I think we've always kind of understood. There's
one site out there in particular, DVD Talk. I don't even know why they review B horror movies, because every one of them is negative, all of them. It doesn't matter what it is. So.
Yeah, they gave me a D- on a couple of titles. In fact, one site claimed, "Can I do it till I need glasses?" Which is I think it's my second highest selling title I have on when I sign up with Naval. And they were complaining that my VHS looked better. The VHS looked like shit. There's lines in the print. It's an old media video VHS. It looks like shit. And they say my VHS looked better. I don't know if it's DVD Talk, but one of those guys says it, and I'm like, I mean, I found a print that was only ran once. Yeah. I mean, how could that look worse than a VHS?
Wow.
But they're still ragging on it. One site picked on one of the trailers saying, "Oh, they got it from a VHS." And I feel like saying, does this guy even know? Does he got any qualification to be a reviewer? I mean, he's saying there's a VHS dropout at the end of the trailer. That's not, if he can't tell the difference between a VHS dropout and a 3/4 inch dropout, then he shouldn't even be in fucking business. I mean, it's a 3/4 inch dropout. I mean, VHS don't drop out like that.
Yep.
For a lousy trailer. How about if I don't use the trailer? I mean, it costs me money to put those in. I mean, they're gonna rag on it. I mean, but yeah, I've been checking out the sites. You guys are the only guys that really 100% support it. The other guys have been, basically having fun ripping it apart. And I don't know if it kills the sales. I know they talk about the film, so it helps. But I mean. And you guys were the first guys that's honest, because I asked you guys, you need screeners, right? And you said BCI, Naval is taking care of it, right?
Right, yeah.
And when you said that, I asked them, and they said, we've been taking care of it. So I have all these sites that were telling me to mail screeners, and they were getting screeners already. So ripping me off. Mm-hmm. Fuck, man, it cost me money. It cost me $5 to mail you one disc. Why you guys scamming me,
Well, and that's the thing, too, that we always do. Like, if it's a title that we're really not interested in reviewing anyway, we won't. I mean, there's certain sites that will ask for every fucking thing just to have it, And we won't do that. I mean, if it's something we're interested in, we might ask to review it.
Yeah, but these guys want, everything. They want everything, and it's like, I mailed them everything, and suddenly I found out they already got the everything.
Yeah.
And one guy didn't even have one guy that says, I don't want to say his name because, protect the guilty, but he didn't have a fucking website, and he asked me for a screener. And he was getting screeners, and I found out he didn't have a freaking website. He didn't review shit. And he was getting, I mean, they should tar and feather this guy for ripping me off. I mean, God Almighty, I have to take that money from one of the movies. There might not be a trailer in one movie because of this guy. I mean, these guys just pissed me off. They're not going to review it. I know you want to sell this shit, but I mean, why are you taking it out on me? I mean,
right.
It's just crazy. But you guys were the first guys that was honest. You guys actually told me, oh, it's okay. They're taking care of me, and I said, oh, they are? I found out, they were mailing it. And
yeah, BCI's been really cool about all.
Yeah, they were mailing it, and then I found out all these sites was asking me for screeners. They wanted a second one.
Yeah,
they're always hoping that it'll go out of print or something so they can sell it on eBay. I think, even if they don't.
Yeah.
They know they're not going to like
selling it. I mean, I don't mind if I have to mail two, but I mean, you sell one used. I lose one customer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the problem. I know you guys keep them. I saw your MySpace. You have a nice, wall full of DVDs. I know you guys keep them, but if you sell it, basically I lost one customer, and these DVDs don't sell enough to lose one customer. So
right.
It's really tough out there in the business, and you really got to hang into it. It's basically
So
yeah,
at this point, what do you think would be the thing that would help the most for Code Red?
What would help? I don't know, get people to buy it.
Just like word of mouth publicity and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like you guys doing a wonderful job plugging me and everything, and reviewing my discs and
yeah, and
plugs help. I mean, get people out there to know that it's out there, and some of these movies are going to go away. I mean, Boarding House is going to go away one day. I mean, everybody. I know it's a lot of people posting on the web they enjoy renting it. And I look, my rights can expire in 2 years. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be destroyed. I mean, it's going to be like the Boarding House is going to be one of those freaking DVDs and eBays. It's going to go like $100.
Right.
What little it's sold is going to be $100.
Well, I noticed that
right now you probably sold a bunch of them.
Actually, I think when you guys were in between distributors, that the Don't Go in the Woods was actually going up for like $30 or $40 for a while there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I should have sold them for $30.
Yeah. But I mean, if there's ever anything we can do, we go to conventions. If you guys have promotional material like flyers or something like that, we can put it there at a table or pass them out or anything. I mean, we definitely appreciate what you guys are doing, and always look forward to more Code Red discs.
Yeah, and we got Riot on 42nd Street coming out on it's supposed to be November, but I'm having a problem with the poster. They can't find the poster, so I need something to make the box. So that's hopefully it'll be November. If not, it'll be January. And I also got a double bill coming out, which is on November. It's a double bill. Roller Gemsha's workout. We have a Roller Gemsha's aerobics workout coming out.
Cool.
She did an aerobics workout. It's double bill with Secrets of the Sweet 16 with Christina Lindbergh. And we have Jeff Doniak and Alfred Cockitch, two guys from Band One Production. They're doing commentary on that to lighten up the release, to put some joke into the humor. So basically the release is going to be Christina Lindbergh versus Roller Gemsha is what's going to be. So
awesome. Well,
so hopefully that will do something. And we've got Hot Moves coming out on October, and we also got Sweet 16 on October.
Cool. Well, I guess that's all we have. And once again, I mean, thanks for the interview.
Yeah.
And one last thing that we ask is if you could do like a brief radio ID promo.
Oh, I would love to do it, but I'm a nobody, man. You sure you want me to do it?
Oh, we get everybody to do it. We get independent
people.
Yeah,
but I'm such a nobody. I mean, you're just gonna waste tape. I mean, I'm a nobody, man.
I gotta tell you, you're the first person that's ever said that.
I have no ego. Ego's out the door. I'm a nobody. I mean, it's like if I say you're listening to DEADPIT Radio, they'll say, who the hell is this guy? You found this guy on the street. I mean, I'm a nobody. By the way, the KFC box, you just like went over there and took it, or the 15-piece bucket?
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Actually.
I mean, is that does the grease, chicken grease, come with it, or do you guys actually bought the empty? I'm just wondering how you got them.
No, we just get them by eating a lot of chicken, man.
You just told them don't put it in a box. Just give us a little tub, right?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many of those actually sold too.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention Cheerleaders Wild Weekend. We're having Cheerleaders Wild Weekend with Christine DeBelle from Alice in Wonderland and Jason Williams from Flesh Gordon. You know, and Leon Isaac Kennedy is also in it. And also, we did a new master for the Black Gestapo, the action black exploitation movie with Rod Pelly and Charlie Robinson, and they did a commentary and interview for us.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's not DeadPit quality, unfortunately. That's an action movie, but
yeah.
But some of the negatives for Black Gestapo. So, but if you want me to do, I'll do it. But it's they're just gonna say, "What the hell is this guy?"
I'll go ahead. We used to promote the show anyway, so.
Okay. Let's let Lee do it. He's got that Eugene Levy-like voice.
Yeah.
He talks like Eugene Levy. I mean, you should he's a voiceover actor in Los Angeles. You should let him do it. You get a free, one day he might be famous,
Oh, really?
20 years from now. So you could do it.
I got to say, though, I mean, I don't know how knowledgeable he is about stuff, but that guy is one of the most knowledgeable people about, like,
well, he's smart. It's just doesn't know anything about the company. He's just a volunteer, and I appreciate him to pitch in and help out. He has a very distinct Eugene Levy voice, and he has that. He does the commentaries because he sounds like Eugene Levy trying to talk to some crazy actor or silliest director. It kind of works out.
Yeah.
Well, we actually got him to do one. I mean, we can use that one if you want.
We use them both.
In fact, I was going to bring Miss Code Red on, but she didn't return my call. I think something's happening with her. But I wanted her to come on the radio. You guys are going to like her, Allison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should adopt. I saw where you had Miko McCobb as your one of your top friends.
Yeah, I put her in the top friends. I thought she was funny. I don't know anything about her.
She's in. I think she's in L.A. for this summer filming stuff.
So you think I should get her to host a show or something?
Yeah, we definitely do. I think she's probably one of the best people I've ever seen do that, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I should just ask her in MySpace or something.
Yeah, I think she'd.
I'm also coming out with Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, real soon. We're just having a little trouble with Susan Tyrell. She said some stuff. I'm getting my lawyer to look it over because she said some nasty stuff about some people, and
God.
I don't want to use it. She said she mentioned rape and child porn. I don't want to get into it. But
so yeah, we're talking about some serious stuff here.
Yeah.
There's no statute of limitations on rape, especially with a child. So just so you know, you have to report that anyway.
Yeah. I just didn't want to say something and get sued for it. I got to watch out what I say. I might. But I know one thing. When I close my company, I will give you guys a shoot interview. I'll give you a rant on everybody. I can't do it now.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I will rip everybody up.
We'll definitely.
There's some DVD companies that was really nasty to me, and I would mention them. I don't want to mention them now because
Well, hopefully, I don't want to see Code Red fold, but I mean, if that day actually comes.
Well, they want to see Code Red fold. These guys,
yeah.
These certain labels, they've been causing me trouble since I started, and they have not been nice. And and I spent a lot of lawyer money trying to survive it. I mean, it's kind of unfair. I know my brother had some trouble with some message board and stuff like that. I mean, he has the problems. I mean, but it's just a bunch of kids fighting in a sandbox. These bullies.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. So anyway, yeah.
Are you ready?
What? Ready for what? Man?
You ready for the promo?
What, you want to do the promo?
You got to do it. You got to do it now, for sure.
I mean, you guys got celebrities. You got Joe Donnie doing it. You guys got,
we got Romero.
I can give you one, but they're just gonna say, why you got this geek on? I mean, why you got this dude, old geezer on you cutting a promo when they're like, who the hell is he? I mean, I don't know. I don't want to turn you down, but on the other hand, I don't think I'm a celebrity.
Well, that's not what we're saying.
Like those guys who send you a photo, saying I'm a star, like you could do whatever. Well, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, no one knows who the fuck you are. I mean, that's basically it. You're behind the DVD world. You're not in front of the DVD world. You're not an actor. You're not a director. You're not Quentin Tarantino. You don't have magazines covering you. I mean, it's like somebody. What's that guy? Somebody wanted me to say, "Well, would you sign a DVD?" And I'm like, "If I sign it, the DVD's worthless." You know, I mean, it is. I mean, you take it to like find you use record store. They'll say, well, some bozo signed his name on it. You know, what do I do with it? I mean, you know, I'm no name. I'm a nobody. You know, if I get killed tomorrow, I probably won't be in the paper till like a week from now. You know,
so
I'm a nobody.
Okay, so you
I'm
don't
not like you guys who's on the internet, you know, putting your photos and all that. People know who you are when you go to conventions. I walk into a convention, they go, aren't you a little old to be in this place? Shouldn't you go next door to, like, you know, like a PTA meeting? I mean, you know, that's what they're going to say to me, you know. You're fucking in the wrong place, Dad. Get over the other place. I mean, I'm a nobody, you know.
So you don't want to do the promo then?
Well, I don't want to turn you guys down, but you're just going to make yourself look bad that I'm doing it.
Well, I'll just say
I mean, it's going to look back and they'll say, "Oh, this is President of Code Red. You're listening to DEADPIT Radio." They'll say, "Who the fuck is he?" You guys didn't have enough celebrities that week. I mean, it's like you guys. I mean, you're going to say, "Oh, DEADPIT can't get celebrities to cut promos. You guys must be hard up for some." I don't want people saying, "Oh, DEADPIT's desperate." You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're tainting you got a good lineup. You know, you got some actors and. I don't know if you got some bad ones in there, but you got some, you know, directors and stuff. You throw me in the mix, it'll look bad.
Well, it's
I don't know. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, you know, it's America. Everyone's free to their opinion. It's like my freaking message. Do you ever look at my blog?
No.
You ever look at my blog?
Well,
there's psychos posting on my blog.
Psychos, as in real psychos?
Yeah, there's a guy that says I should be shot in the head in there.
Jesus, why?
Yeah. There's people posting on the blog. And unfortunately, I believe in freedom of speech. And these guys are taking advantage of my views because basically they know I'm not going to delete them. So they're posting some real nasty shit on my blog.
Yeah. Well, that's
people emailing me saying, take it down. It's offensive. And I said, I can't take it down.
Yeah. Well, that's the internet for you, though. I mean.
Well, internet is like, you know, they talk tough. And I feel like saying, why don't you meet me after the convention and, you know, talk to my face. I guarantee they won't show up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, they talk tough, but, you know, in the end they're just living in, you know, their mom's home in the basement, you know, and whatever. But it's just crazy. It's very vicious. I mean, 90% hate mails is pretty bad. I was talking to Media Blasters. They said we don't respond to emails because of mostly angry emails, and other DVD companies said we don't respond to emails anymore. But if you respond to them personally, they think you know them personally, so they become vicious on you. And that's what's happening. A lot of people I communicate in the email, they were friendly at first, and they go crazy on you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. Either computers are cheap to people who have mental problems, who could be vicious to you, because I mean, or they're angry and they kick their dog. They got up in the morning, they were angry, they kicked their dog, beat their wives, and they decided to take it out on me on the internet. You know, I mean, there's a lot of vicious people. I mean, maybe they lost a dog fighting or something. You know.
Yeah, but. Yeah. I mean, anyway, though, I mean, if that's cool if you don't want to do a promo, but we appreciate you.
I'll do it, but I'm just gonna cheapen your good lineup you have. You know.
All right, go ahead.
What? You don't mind cheapening it?
No, we don't.
No, we have
no morals or standards whatsoever.
Okay, I'll cut it. Okay.
Okay.
It goes. Okay, it goes. This is Bill, president of Code Red DVD, cheapening the lineup DEADPIT Radio has by doing a promo for them, saying you're listening to DEADPIT Radio. What's that?
There you go. that kind of solved it for both ends.
Yeah.
That solved for both ends.
But yeah, I mean, it was great talking to you. This is a great interview.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Just to let you know, is that Dusty Rose outfit you have, or what are you?
Dusty Rose, baby, yeah.
Rose, the American Dream.
Yeah.
The mothership.
That's right. Yeah. 8:05 Eastern Time, baby.
I used to talk to a wrestler for a movie, Ron Slinker. He passed away. He was in Miami, Florida. He was Midian's dad.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Tex Schlesinger, the other guy's stepdad or something. Yeah. He was a wrestler. He did a movie called Amazing Mr. No Legs. About a paraplegic assassin. Richard J. Cole, and it was directed by a guy who did Flipper. What was his name? I forgot. I was talking to him about that particular movie, and he was a nice guy. He was telling me he was going through cancer and all that, and he passed away, the poor guy. But he was a wrestler. He knew everybody. He gave Rob Van Dam the name. He knew The Rock. He trained The Rock, and
that's
nice guy. He passed away. And unfortunately, the entire web thought he was the guy with no legs.
Oh.
Because what's that guy? Psychotronic guy. What's his name? What's that? Guy who wrote that book. Psychotronic thing.
Not sure.
He had the magazine, Psychotronic magazine.
That's the thing.
Whatever that guy is. He said he was the no leg, and then the entire web thought he was the no leg. Well, the no leg was not him. He was the cop in the film.
Yeah.
So poor guy throughout the life, people thought he had no legs when he was wrestling. He was wrestling on the Florida Circuit, AWA, Memphis Wrestling. He was wrestling while everyone thought he had no legs because one guy said he was the no legs.
That'd be a tough gimmick to have for a wrestler, wouldn't it, to have no leg?
The no-leg guy was a martial artist. I mean, Ted Baloff could kick your ass. I mean, he knows ways to, he's dead, too. He died in Canada, but he was another guy. But,
there was the one guy.
Yeah, but it's funny that they thought he had no legs, and he died. Poor guy died, and now they probably realized he had legs.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, we'll let you go. I mean, we've been on here long enough. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but if you ever need anything, though, and just let us know.
Yeah, we should chat, man. I mean, I want you guys are cool, you guys are one of the few cool guys in the web, and, it's kind of hard to be cool in a real crazy world, And,
yeah. Well, I mean, you keep up the great work,
I'll meet you in a convention something, we'll have some drinks or something.
Yeah, it sounds good. But it was good talking to you, though, and you take care.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. How's the website going? It's pretty good. Getting a lot of hits.
Oh yeah, it's every year it seems to double in size, in the hits and stuff. So.
Well, I know everyone's copying you.
Yeah, well, that's been a problem.
You guys started this thing, and everyone's doing it. But you guys are the only one that's really serious because the other guys are like blogs, and you click and it's a free site or something. You guys actually spend some time making it professional, and those other guys just kind of having it just to have it, And
I think
you guys started it. You guys are the originators,
When we started it, there wasn't any that I can think of. Now there's at least 50 of the damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's it's like uncontrollable. They're all
but I mean that lets us know though that's at least we had a pretty good idea, starting it.
Yeah. Well, you. By the way, since we're off the air, anyone turn you down for interviews?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, certain people just won't even respond to us. Like a couple of the big interviews we always try to get with Don Coscarelli.
9 Living Dead people?
What was
9 Living Dead people?
No,
we Dead guys. Evil Dead or which Dead?
No, it was actually Don Coscarelli from Phantasm. The guy won't even
talk to you guys.
He won't even respond to the emails or phone calls. So. Well,
maybe afraid you're gonna ask him about Beastmaster. I mean,
yeah, I would ask him about that too. That movie's horrible.
Yeah.
You should talk to Chuck Bale. He directed most of the film. Chuck Bale, the guy who directed Gumball Rally, he directed most of the film. From what I hear from people. I mean,
cool.
Don didn't know how to do the action scenes, so they called Chuck Bale in to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to. Phantasm's one of my all-time favorite movies, so we've tried to get him on, but. We've had Angus Scrimm on, and we're going to.
Yeah, you probably had Reggie Bannister, right? He's in every convention. I mean,
Yeah, I've tried to do that once, and it was going to take so long that we didn't get to do it. But I think he'd be willing to do it any time.
Yeah, we just try to space the bigger interviews out. You don't want to do them all right.
Yeah, you put me on. I mean, I mean, you could have Reggie Bannister on. He'll talk about the ice cream truck, and how the ice cream kept melting or something,
Yeah.
I'll tell you another guy though is Toby Hooper. We can't ever get him to do anything.
Yeah, well, he's kind of,
He's a grumpy old.
I have things about him, but he's older now, so
yeah.
I mean, he makes a lot of Doctor-Video movie. I would like to see him do a big movie, again, hopefully. Craig Reardon worked with Toby on Funhouse. So we have Craig Reardon on the Unseen disc. He talks about Toby a little, and Tom Berman talked about the Unseen also. We just couldn't get Stan Winston because he didn't like the film, and now he passed away.
Yeah.
And I got hate mails in my email saying, you didn't get Stan Winston, you loser. And I feel like saying, well, I don't think he's in the Pumpkinhead disc either.
Yeah, Michael Fisher was saying he didn't get him for that either because I guess he was sick around that time.
He couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, Tom Berman was like, I wouldn't get, Stan always wanted to be an actor, he'll give you an interview, but he's really jaded over the movie. You know, he was supposed to, you know, he wrote it, and I don't know if you know about the unseen. Stan Winston and Tom Berman wrote the film, and then Kim Henkel rewrote it, the guy with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's just been so rewritten so much. Stan don't want to talk about the film. That was the problem. So I couldn't get Stan because of that reason. I mean, maybe I could have called him and asked him. It's like Tom Savini with Nightmare. I did send, you know, people to tell him, Savini, I want to interview him to get his side, and Savini doesn't want to give his side. So it's
Does he even admit that he's in that he did any of the effects for that film?
There's pictures of him in that scene with the kid and the dad and the hooker. There's a picture with him telling you how to do the scene. But most of the stuff that was in Tampa, they shot, you know, Florida down. That was done by Cleve Hall. Cleve Hall did all the you know, the makeup. And it's really funny reading reviews saying, "Oh, it's definitely Tom Savini. The way the blood oozes out." And I said, "No, that's Cleve Hall." And he told me the makeup didn't work out because then he had 24 hours to create it, so that's why it oozed out like, you know, like syrup. You know, it didn't you know. But Savini only did the Savini was only at the decapitation at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was not at the rest of the film. The rest of the film was Cleve did the rest of the film.
Didn't he work on Ghoulies? He worked on something like that.
Cleve worked on a lot of movies, a lot of independent movies, no budget movies, and some big movies. He's also an actor, and he's Kenneth Hall's brother.
Oh, okay.
Who's also an effects guy, I think, right?
Effects guy, writer, jack of all trades. He writes, direct, produce, and he does a lot. You should bring him on. He's Elska's Elska McLean. What's the Elska? Yeah. She's the boyfriend. So
oh, really?
Maybe she'll come on the radio. She might come on the radio. They met at Fangoria, and I remember he came to visit, and he said, "My girlfriend is Elska. I just met her. She's my girlfriend now." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know." And he said, "Well, it just happened a week ago." So they became girlfriend boyfriend in less than a week.
Elska has a lot of boyfriends, though. What I knows. I mean, I don't want to say
that I do not know. I don't know. I don't know that part, but she probably do have. I mean, she's. I don't know her personally, so I can't
really
say
don't
anything
either,
bad or anything good.
she's pretty cool.
I'm sure she'll promote just the movie she made on your show, but I don't think you do new movies, though, do you?
Well, sometimes.
Maybe you could get him and Kenneth on in the show. Maybe.
Maybe we can.
They'll probably want to plug it, but I don't know if anyone.
Cool. Well,
I don't know if it's a complete movie or anything. But.
Yeah, but we'll let you go though. But it was good talking to you. And,
yeah. It's great to talk to you, man. I always communicate email and I never talk to you guys.
Definitely keep us up to date on.
That's the problem with the internet. We lost the technology of a phone.
That's
Everyone
true.
emails everybody, and unfortunately, sometimes you don't know if they're angry or sappy, so you wind up yelling at each other on the internet. But if someone caps, it could be angry, even though the guy's capping, because he forgot to put the little